is going on, hobby family? It is your boy K-Dub, and this is K-Dub's High Five, 5 rapid fire questions with your favorite hobby faces. And today, friends, this man is living the hobby dream. He is the owner of LJ's Card Shop. He has one of the most fire collections that I've ever seen, including some of the items behind him, Michael Jordan, and he's hiding a Randy Moss helmet autoed behind him as well. My good friend Leo at LJ's Card Shop on Twitter, also ljscardshop.com online. Check him out. How are you doing today, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm happy. We're all good. We're ready, excited to be here, and I can't wait to talk more.
Okay, fantastic, man. I don't know if you've seen it, but I got 5 hobby questions. I'm gonna throw them at you one right after another. You ready to take on the high five?
Yep.
All right, man. That's save it for the end. Save it for the end. First question for you, owner of LJ's Card Shop. You kind of told me the story a little bit, but I'd love for you to share with the High Five fans. How did LJ's shop come to be? Talk me a little bit through coming up with the idea of having your own card shop.
Well, I mean, honestly, with brevity, the number one way I can describe it is I wanted to open cards with my son, and we started opening cards, and it was it was the most unique experience that I can think that I remember from a child, right? And that we can all relate to. And it was just fun, man. It was a moment that you could actually have with your son, daughter, any one of your children, right? That you're sitting there and you're like, wow, this is great.
And that's how LJ's came to be.
Yep, that's it.
Just opening cards with your kids and decided you wanted to do it full time.
Well, I mean, I probably would call myself a little bit of a venture capitalist, but LJ's for sure came from there.
And LJ is? How'd you come up with the name?
LJ's 9. Actually, it's a funny story. So I'm going to be 42 at the end of this year,
okay.
And LJ is 9. He's going to be 10, and I lied to my wife. The only time I've ever lied to her my whole life, and I told her because I'm so embarrassed by my middle name, and my middle name is Halstead, which is weird. Halstead? What's that? Norwegian what something? And when I met her, I go, my name's Leo James.
Okay.
And then our first son, and I'm a long line of LJs or Leos, and then it ended up to be LJ.
Leo James is your kid's name.
Yep, that's it.
Forever reminding you that you lied to your wife.
Only time.
Oh, all right, man. Well, second question, as you kind of moved into the hobby, as a full-time business, kind of who are some of your biggest influences kind of helping you, guiding you along the way, getting into the hobby business?
I think there's great people that are guiding the hobby, right? I'll put Ken Golden up there.
Okay.
Obviously is an influencer. I would put to me, Jesse Craig from PWCC is a fantastic sounding board, and he's great, and they're great people to deal with. Sadly, it's the weird part about it is I could probably come up with 3 or 4 more people, but it's the auction houses are becoming more of the actual people, and then eBay is becoming more of the software, if you will. So I mean, there's so many people. Tom Fish, which I would say right now, blowout cards, and Sean Bennett from Steel City, and they're good people. There's so many good people around here that they do great things for the hobby, right? Everyone calls it the hobby, but
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like, but there's a lot of like people that try to come in and make small transactions and do things, but those are good people, you know, like my interactions with them are incredible.
Yeah. Awesome, man. I love it. I love it. It's, pillars of the hobby for sure. Big names there. So that's fantastic. All right, man. Let's talk about your collection. Is there a grail card out there that you are chasing that you want? I know I've seen fire cards in the LJ shop, but for you personally, do you have a grail card, or is there a grail card that you have never letting go, never leaving your collection?
Well, I mean, yes, there's a grail card. Yes. Is there on both sides? Yes. I think I don't know. It depends on what you want to do, right? If you want to transact, then, you know, you would probably look at players that you don't otherwise. They can have short-term value, right? You got to be indicative of the market. You have to realize what you're dealing with in the situation. But if you want to deal with like long-term assets, like I bought them homes, it's not long-term yet. You know, I have long-term faith in him as a person, human being, and that's it. So I'll live and die by the vine on him. And you know what? If I lose, fine. If I win, okay. You know what I mean? But if you want to like transact, like we have a Tom Brady 10-10 contenders rookie, which PSA 10-10, which I would call one of the Mickey Mantles of,
Sure.
you know, like football, if you will.
Yeah.
I don't know how it gets better than that, you know, like basketball is subjective, you know, like it's different. And when the economy goes up and down, whatever, to me, there's always these cards, right? Like a PSA 10 mantle. I don't know if it gets better than that.
For
You
sure.
know, like to me, like I don't know, like what card you could buy outside of that. If you're going to go football, I think you can delineate like with football, basketball, you know, you can bring them aside, right? But I don't know. The 52 mantle, Honus Wagner, I mean, you know, the Brady contenders, and there's a thought process, right? Like with is the BGS Championship 9 better than the PSA Dual 10 of the Brady? I don't know.
Yeah.
The thought. I mean, I don't know. Like maybe. Like to me, like I own one, so I'm gonna leave my opinions to myself.
For
But
sure.
you know, that's me.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. Some major grails there. All right, man. Let's talk about product. All the money in the world. You can rip one box. What box are you ripping and why?
I mean, I don't know how you don't rip an 0304 exquisite. Like, you have chances for Jordan, you have like LeBron, Carmelo, Dwayne Wade, Magic, like every single star swatch, like put the whole like thing out there.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a box that you can actually rip. Like you can go for the like contenders box, but I don't think it has as much as that.
Yeah.
You know, like there's diversity there.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Is that any of those guys your main PCs? What's your main PC when it comes to collecting? For
Excuse me?
yourself?
I miss that.
Oh, you're like for your personal collecting, are any of those guys your main PCs, LeBron or Melo or Wade? Or do you have a main PC yourself?
I mean, on basketball, it goes Jordan. It's very close to Kobe and LeBron.
Gotcha.
I don't want to I'm like,
No.
but it's certainly Jordan.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right on, man. Right on. All right. Last question I got for you here. When it comes to owning a card shop, man, what's your favorite thing about owning a card shop?
I think it's collaboration, man. I think like you sit there and like people come in and there's things you lose right now in the online world that people are they just want to transact on eBay and this and that. But when you own a card shop and when things happen, people come in and they have real interaction and real fun with you. And I think that's genuine, right? Like that's real. And that's what I like, and I want to keep going, you know?
For sure. No, that's the beauty of the hobby, man. I mean, that's the beauty of the Twitter hobby community that I love so much, is just the relationships, the interactions, the personal connections with cards, not just about, give me this card so I can get this. It's more about, this card matters to me because. So I'm sure you hear stories like that all the time at the shop. It's fantastic.
That's why they call it the hobby, right?
Yeah, absolutely. 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 All right, man. I got to ask you, just because I got a card shop owner on the high five here. Give me one story where a card walked in to the shop, put it on the counter, and your jaw just dropped, like, how in the world is this in my card shop right now? Is there one that kind of sticks out in your brain?
I mean, from a deal perspective, I could probably give you that,
Yeah.
I had a guy that had 795 Curry NT autos.
Oh my gosh.
And he offered them to me for $1 million.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, and then he had like a few bookers to add and some weird things. And I said no. I look back at that and I'm like, God darn. What did I do with that? And then subsequently, you want to know what's worse? Is one time my buddy and I, we just hung out. We bought a case of Topps Chrome 1996, like Kobe refractor cases. Yeah. And they were worth, like, we bought it for $100,000.
Okay.
And we ripped it all, the whole thing. And we didn't get one Kobe. And we were like sitting there dying. We're like, oh God. We didn't post it on the internet. We didn't talk about it. We didn't do anything about it. And I remember, like, probably a month later, because the hobby went so high after that, that they were selling for like almost $40,000 a box.
Oh gosh.
And it was a 20-box case. And we're like, oh God.
Oh man. Number one, didn't get a Kobe. Number two, you're like, oh, the prices of these.
I mean, that's what it is, ripping, right? Like,
yeah,
when you
absolutely.
rip, you rip. Like, it's the way it is, man.
Absolutely.
It's all good. Like, whatever happens, happens. We do it because we love the hobby and we want to try for something unique, but sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't, man.
Absolutely. That's the hobby. That's it right there, man. That's it right there. Beautiful. Well, hey, man, now we can high five. We can officially high five it.
High five.
There it is. You can check out Leo's shop at LJ's Card Shop on Twitter and other socials. Also, check him out online, ljscardshop.com. You can also follow me if you're bored at Mr. K-Dub. Appreciate you joining me, man. Always remember, be the good in the world, and we'll catch you guys next time on the next high five.